Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rachak that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone with true well. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the pre-Shaman, and this week's topic is going to be entitled Trump is a major player in the Most High's theater. I know because what inspired this lesson. The way this whole thing has come across, and the whole assassination attempt, the back and forth between the Republicans and the Democrats, it almost looks like something out of a movie. But the Most High is theatrical. In the Greek, theos is what you see for God, which goes back to theater, and we're in the Most High's theater. And in the Most High's theater, there's different role players and different lead actors and different positions and what have you. And this dude Trump, God's been saying through the Spirit, man, the Most High has something big planned for this guy. Definitely does. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that they living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men." Right? The Most High is the one who is ultimately the ruler of who gets put into power. Now, whether your thoughts is this whole scenario was staged, or you do believe that there was an inside job assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life, which is what I believe. Like one brother said at camp, the outcome was achieved. And what was the outcome? The outcome was to have him, in Donald Trump's mind, look like the stronger side. Because, stopping in the moment and putting your fist up and pumping it, that's huge optics. It's all about what you see. If you saw him fleeing covered up, that would be one thing. But him like that with the blood, the American flag behind, that optics, something resonate on your mind. The same way, those that want to assassinate him, they wanted to leave something in somebody's mind of his head being blown off live on television. And that shooter, he could have did center mass and aim for his chest, more than likely his body. Donald Trump wouldn't have lived, but he decided to aim for the head. And the chain of events that the Most High had happened, where that cop went up on the roof, startled him, had him flip back around, and slightly veered his shot to the left, which that does happen in real life. You can look that up when somebody's like nervous or what have you. The shot tends to lean to the left because it was a chip shot with that assault rifle, and it didn't happen. And also. Donald Trump was reading off a teleprompter, and then he said, "You don't mind if I go off the teleprompter, right?" Meaning he was supposed to keep reading at the teleprompter, but the Lord put in his mind to say, "I'm going to go off the teleprompter." And when he did that, that's when he started going into that chart and started looking at the chart. So that right there lets you know, like, look, man, the Most High said, "I don't want this guy dead." And those were real bullets being shot. You can look at the diagrams of where people died and where they were positioned. Because there's so many different theories coming out. There was a second shooter. Some of these theories you hear, you look into, and you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't support what happened. Like if there was a second shooter, that means he had to be positioned really high up, because they said he was on a tower. But then that means you'd have to be over those two Secret Service snipers. And the line of fire and where the 5 people were hurt, it is in the line of fire of the shooter. I mean, one guy the guy that was protecting his daughter, the firefighter, he got shot in the back of the head. You know what I mean? So as soon as that second, because it wasn't the guy that looked up and looked back down in the hole, that wasn't him that took the shot. It was the second team that took the shot and shot that dude right in the mouth, straight through the fucking teeth. Some saying it might have been no look, because it was like 6 seconds after, just immediate reaction. Because they're trained to do things like this. Took him right out, and as soon as he got shot, the bullet stopped firing. So, also there was no communication on him, no forms of comms on him. So that also lets you know, like, because if there was 2 shooters, then you'd have to be coordinated with comms or what have you. So, but yeah, again, the Most High intervened with that. It says and give it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. So the Most High could put in power whoever he wants to put in power, and he will do that to show, like, look, I'm the one in control. There's times where the Most High has given the battle to a smaller force because the Most High wanted that power to be in power. Prime example, King Alexander. King Alexander conquered one of the largest empires in the history in a very swift manner with fewer numbers, because the Lord was with him, man. All right. And there's many different characteristics. There's many different examples throughout history where the Most High has used a heathen of another nation, rose him up as power for his particular purpose. And there's a video of a man back in March, and it's on the internet. You can look it up. Candace always shared it. He shared it back in March. He said he had a dream that they tried to kill Trump and barely missed him and shot him in the ear, and he fell to the ground and started praising, like thanking the Lord. That's what the guy said in the dream, like praying to God or whatever, thanking God for not him dying. And that's what Trump said at his rally. You know, I mean, this was literally happened back in March. And he said, it's through the grace of the Almighty God that I'm not dead, which is true. The Most High did preserve that dude's life. Now, this is the book of Jeremiah 27:5. I have made the earth, the man and the beast that are upon the ground, and my great power and my outstretched arm, and have given it unto whom it seemed meet unto me. That's the Most High. I'm the one dictating who the fuck is going to be head of whatever. I'm the one that's going to determine if this assassination is going to be successful or not. It says, and now I have given all these lands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant. And the beast of the field have I given him also to serve him. And all shall serve him and his son and his son's son until the very time of his land come, and many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of him. And this was prophesied, man. All right. And it came to pass. So again, this is the Most High's theater. I know it seems, you know what, too, like, there's just so many false flags and just so much truth. Like, there's so many real events happen and so much false flags happen that it's like the Apostle of Tahar says, a lot of things are psyop. And there are things that are staged, like, you know, but you could see how that could be used by the CIA, right? Like, the CIA could say, this is staged, that is staged, that is staged. That when true investigation into things happen, well, you just gaslighted. You know what I mean? Like, when you go really into who was behind 9/11, and you start naming names and bring out more proofs and have a legitimate conversation to say, wait a minute, such and such partied with such and such to this ends of means, and this was said back in such and such, you know? When you get into these particular topics, you immediately cut off because you've been told that the fucking planes was a hologram and a bunch of shit, like, you know. And so they do that too, like, you know, they'll put out just a bunch of red herrings, bunch of just absurd conspiracies, that when you start dealing with actual conspiracies and evidence and look at particular situations, you just all put in the same boat. You know what I mean? So, but we do know one thing: it fulfilled the purpose, and this dude is still here, and that's all the will of the Lord. Now, will there be more attempts on his life? Who knows? You know, that's something that Alex Jones said. They might just storm the White House. And you got to ask yourself, okay, so why do they fear Donald Trump so much? Donald Trump said it. He said he's going to get his retribution. And under Donald Trump, you got to think about it. Epstein went to jail. A federal case against Epstein. I forgot that other name. But Ghislaine Maxwell and the other guy, man, that run the island, he'll lock people up. And I'm not saying Trump is a saint. The motherfucker is he's a criminal. He does his crime. He has his white collar crimes as well. But so does the Biden administration and such. A lot of these Democrats, you know, Pelosi with insider trading, and when he gets in office, these people he could have these federal cases be brought upon him. You know, so a lot of donors are just, you know, dropping out because look, Kamala Harris to win the presidential candidacy in the shortest time ever for a president candidacy to run, it'll be very insane. I would not be surprised if there's an extreme black swan event to try to stop him, but at this point, really, he's the only one that can stop himself, unless again the assassination attempt and they kill him, something, you know. But right now it seems like he pretty much all but got it. Psalm 75:6, the promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He put it down one and set up another. So these different councils, they have come together and say, okay, we're going to put this puppet president in, that puppet president in. Well, the Most High is the one behind all that, you know, saying, look, I'm going to have you put this puppet in. You see? So this is big, man. This is big. And if he gets in and they try again, like I said, the Most High got something major planned for this man. All right. The backing he has is almost cult-like. I mean, the RNC, when you watch that thing, it almost looks like some huge dictator coming in, and just the sheer amount of love the guy was getting, man. Like, people really standing behind this dude. And I've never seen that before. I've never seen support for a president where you have the average civilian that will literally contemplate storming the Capitol or whatever. Not storming the Capitol, that's the words they use, but, you know, just this much support, you know, to bear arms for this dude. So we're at that point. And this is the work of the Most High. This is the Most High's theater. Now, Romans 9:17 reads, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee. And you know, I've been like, you know, investigating, doing my own little research and hearing from different people. And it seems like the counsel was this, to have him get assassinated that day. If you look at what the head of the Secret Service did, that woman, that wasn't Trump's normal security detail. She put most of the security detail because to Jill Biden. She put most of the security detail for Jill Biden because she was also speaking in Pennsylvania. And that woman also, you know, it's Secret Service's job and duty to protect former presidents. That's actually a federal law since the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan, and they're supposed to scour the outer perimeter, the perimeter, and the inner perimeter that's closest to the president. And the security detail was off. You had not just women, but women that were overweight, couldn't even run a couple miles. You know what I mean? Could get outrun in a couple miles, guarding the former president and the guy running. You know, to say, look, we're just going to give it to the cops. And you have people 20 minutes before shouting, you know? And another thing, too, is like the ladder. The guy went to Home Depot. They have a receipt. They have receipts that he went to Home Depot and purchased a ladder. So there's two diagrams. There's one, and Elon Musk posted it. There's one of the SWAT ladder, and there's one of the actual ladder this guy got from Home Depot. So just having the ability to set up, bring an assault rifle, get the time, not have that area covered, it seems like, you know, like having like a very incompetent team around him for that particular day, not his normal security detail. You can't but help but think, but like, yo, that seems like an inside job. That seems like a setup, you know, to have him get assassinated. But who counsel stood? The Most High. The Most High said, y'all could do all that shit. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna have it play out very theatrical. You know, I'm gonna have him go off script. Literally, man said, I'm not gonna go on the teleprompter. The teleprompter is straight in front of you. You just keep reading, you keep your head straight. I'm gonna go off script and I'm gonna start bragging about what I did. And he turns his head and, you know? So that right there tells you, you know, the Most High got some, and in the optics after, shit, man. Hey, it's gonna be a lot of volatility in the future. You know, if he gets in, a lot of people's gonna get locked up. Shit's gonna get hey man, it's just we're in very exciting times, you know, and stuff like that just makes you glad that you're in the truth, because you know we're just that much closer. We're just that much closer, man. And this is the Most High's theater. Esau does his propaganda, Esau does his psyop, Esau does whatever he wants to do, but not out of the jurisdiction of the Most High. And that's what people in the world don't understand. Like, look, man, this is the Most High's theatrics, okay? And he's the one that's going to ultimately determine what council stands, you know? So let's see. Let's see what happens. Like I said, unless there's a major black swan event and or an assassination, I do not see them stopping this dude, you know? So hey, with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakha Kodash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone with true well. Salutations to hopeful elect that day, you Akim to Sadakim that do this thing that most truth and sincerity. Shalom.